Hey YouTube, it's me, Autumn Marie, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So you guys have seen my super bubbly side, my super outgoing and energetic self in the last two videos and all of my social media posts. Well, today's going to be a little bit drawn back. I'm taking a step back and I'm taking a second to tell you guys all of the mistakes I made in this first year of real estate. A lot of you know my first year is August 20th. So I thought it was perfect timing to give you guys an insight as to all the things that I did wrong in the last year. And maybe you guys can take that and learn from it, take it and run, do whatever you want. But I just hope it's a learning experience for other people who are young entrepreneurs or who are in the business and making the same mistakes I had made this first year. So I have my big black book of ideas. I love this thing. If you know me, you know I love my notebooks and my office supplies. So I have this, and if you see me looking down, I have very bad memory, so I'm referencing. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get right into it. So the very first mistake I made as a realtor, I was 19 years old when I got my license, soon to be 20, and I had no money saved at all. I worked a part-time job at $10 an hour. I had literally nothing to show for it. I maybe had a couple $100 in my bank account. I think in 2018 total I made $11,000 that year. And then going into 2019, I had nothing. So starting as a realtor and not having any, money in your pocket to throw at advertising yourself and marketing yourself makes it very difficult to step out there and make it known that you can help people buy and sell their homes. So being so young and wasting money on food and coffee and just going out and doing things that I didn't really need to do or waste money on, it really set me back at the very beginning because I couldn't put money into marketing. So also when you start in real estate, you have all these fees to get you set up and going. I think it's around $2,000 to get licensed, really. So I mean, I did not have $2,000 to start this, so it was really difficult for me in the very beginning, and it's just because I made some dumb mistakes with my spending habits. It was bad. It set me back so far. And then another mistake I made was not telling everyone that I knew and everyone that I came into contact with that I was a real estate agent. I sat back and I expected them to know. I expected people to come to me and ask me like, hey, do you sell houses? And I just tell them yes, or I just expected so much, and obviously that's not what happens. You have to step outside and network with people and communicate to people, and I was so introverted, so that was really hard for me to grasp. For the first few months I wasn't telling anyone, and lo and behold, no one came to me and said, hey Autumn, I need you to sell my house for me. Like it needs to hit the market tomorrow, get it sold in 30 days and we're good. No, that's not how it works. You have to tell people who you are and what you do. And no matter who it is, whether it's Stacy from Starbucks or Jen at Walmart, like you have to tell people and, just throw it out there in conversation. It's a great way to network. And I was not doing that at all. So that set me back as well. And then something that ties into that was thinking that the business and the clients would come to me. I mean, it's the same idea. I wasn't disciplined enough to understand that I had to hustle and I had to go and chase after leads. I thought these people would just come to me while I'm sitting at my favorite coffee shop typing on my computer and say, hey, are you a real estate agent? Do you want to sell my house? No, I mean, I don't even understand where the idea came from. I guess seeing how much my mom was producing in real estate and how people literally come to her and ask her to do these things for them. But I mean, she has so many clients referred to her, and I wasn't understanding that I don't have that clientele built up, and so I wasn't going to receive that right off the bat. So I kind of sat back and I expected a lot of people to come to me in the beginning, and that's just, you shouldn't even begin any job with that mindset. It was so wrong. Another thing, expecting immediate success. You know, a lot of realtors, they don't sell a single home in their very first year of real estate. And for some reason, again, watching what my mom was doing and comparing me to her and me to other real estate agents I knew, I expected, you know, my first deal to go through in the first month or two. And that's just so unrealistic. And I just, it baffles me thinking back on how my thought process was. I expected, you know, to just immediately make all this money and do all these great things, and that's just so far-fetched. Another thing that really hurt me was not setting goals for myself in my business. I really didn't start setting goals until about 4 months ago, like real goals, not just, yeah, I think this month I'm gonna try for this. You know, just sell this many homes or something, and oh, this year I want to sell like this. No, I mean like setting goals and ways to achieve your goals. You can't just say, hey, I want to do this. Well, okay, you want to sell 12 homes in your first year. How are you going to do that? How are you going to sell 12 homes? How many are you going to sell in January or February, March, April? You know, have a big yearly goal, break it down into every 3 months, this is what I want to do. Every month, this is what I want to do. Every week, this is what I need to do. And every day, I have to do these things in order to obtain my goals and succeed and follow my dreams. You can have an idea of what you want, but if you don't have a game plan, you're bound in setting yourself for failure. And I learned that, 6 months in, it was like a train hitting me. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, and I wasn't where I wanted to be in my sales and in my business. So I sat down with myself and I made these goals, and here I am. So, and also, aside from all of that, a big one is poor follow-up with clients. So I would get people and clients who were interested in buying or selling their home, and I would talk to them, but it wasn't, after a while, you know, it would just kind of fall off, and I would just forget about them or kind of push them on a back burner because they weren't serious, or they weren't selling for another few months, or they weren't buying for another year or so. Well, that can kill you. You really need to be in these people's lives and, you know, be like a best friend to somebody or like a good friend to someone and really care about people. And that's what I've grown to really love about my job, is that I get to invest myself in other people and their lives, and just seeing the families grow and how they transform the homes that they own and they make it their own. That's one of my favorite parts of my job, and I was missing that at first. I did not understand how to build relationships with people, how to communicate with people. And this will tie into one at the very end, one of the biggest mistakes I made, that really has just set me back so far in my career in this first year. But I was really missing the fact that you need to reach out to these people and be adamant in their lives and make sure you're there for all the big things and all the small things, and just kind of be there for people. It's really all that is you need to follow up with people and make sure that, hey, are you still looking to list your home in the fall? I know we had talked about this last spring. Just things like that. It's really important, and it makes people feel like they are important to you, which they should be. And then our seventh mistake I made was terrible time management. I really pride myself on organization, and I would like set these schedules for myself and everything on these calendars, and I had these cute little planners with pens and papers and whatever. But man, was I bad at managing my time. I had no self-discipline. I would sleep in. I would wake up like 11 or 12 and just start my day mid-afternoon and go out and expect to be ready for success, when you can't do that. You have to wake up early. You have to stay up late sometimes. And really, one of the hardest things for me to do as a 20-year-old entrepreneur in this past year, I've had to realize that a social life is not, it cannot be a priority in my life. Between juggling my career, my family, my social life, going and continuing my education as a realtor, pursuing these relationships with clients and building relationships with people and networking. I mean, having a social life like the average bear of a 20-year-old kid, it's not feasible, not in my case at least, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it really took me a while to accept that I wouldn't have hundreds of friends starting out, you know, because I have to dedicate so much time into my career that a lot of people aren't understanding, and it's okay. Like, it is okay to really just go gung-ho into what your dreams are. And I had to accept that and learn the hard way that I don't have to be this huge socialite. I can just focus on my career and my family and be okay. And I do have some friends. Like, I have made some of the best friends throughout my career compared to like high school. I know they tell you all the time, people in high school won't really be there for you. I mean, I still talk to those people, but the best people and the best friends that I have met have been within my career. I mean, it's beautiful, the relationships I've cultivated, and even the older flames that I've started up from the past is just all thanks to my career and what it's done to me. So yeah, time management, it's just, you can't juggle 7 plates at once. I mean, you've only got 2 hands, so it's really just getting down to it and deciding what your priorities need to be. And then a big one, man, I thought I had to look a certain way, act a certain way, and talk a certain way to be a real estate agent. I knew going into it that being so young, I'd have some setbacks. So it's hard for people to take me seriously because I look 16. Or, I mean, I even look 12 some days. Catch me without makeup. I look so young that it's hard for people to look at me and take me seriously off the bat. So I really have to up my game in the way I speak to people and the manner I hold myself, you know, the clothes that I wear. I thought that I had to cake all this makeup on my face and look super mature, and that's how I was going to do it, and that's how I was going to be successful, but was by looking the part. And all people cared about was the way my face looked and the way my hair was done, and maybe if I had my nails done I would look more professional. I don't know. I mean, carrying a purse all the time, like I felt like an adult. So, and that's just so far from it. A lot of my clients they have been so true and genuine. It's amazing. Like, they could not care less that I was only 20 years old and selling them a house. In fact, a lot of them were amazed with it and they committed me, and that's just so refreshing. And it's been so nice. I have really been blessed with some amazing people, like I said, throughout my career, and the team that I work with is super supportive of me, which I'm telling you, without them I would not be here. So, and we just really support each other. So I think that's important, is finding people who support you for you and make sure that they remind you that you do not have to be this beautiful, like, professional front cover of a magazine looking person in order to be successful. You can just be yourself, and that's something I had to learn to do, was to be myself and to be okay with that. Let's see what else. Oh, thinking it was a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I don't know where I got this, because I was front row seat watching my mom do this all the time, but I really thought that you sat here in an office and typed away on your computer from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and then that was it. Your weekends were free, like you had all this amazing free time because you were your own boss. No. No, so far from the truth. Granted, you are your own boss as a real estate agent, and it's beautiful. Like, I love that. I love being able to dress and express myself the way I feel fit. And I mean, a lot of that ties into where you go for your brokerage. Make sure you fit with the people around you, because they're who, you know, influence you as a young realtor. So, I mean, I don't know where I got this idea that I would be stuck in a cubicle typing away on my computer, showing houses every now and then. I don't know. It's really, I work out of my car most of the time. I'm like eating a bag of chips and drinking coffee or water or something out of my car and driving to these homes, or driving to my office. Sometimes I do go to the office, or I'm sitting on this couch or my dining room or my bed, and I'm doing real estate. I mean, the beauty of this job is that I can take a 3-day vacation to Florida or wherever I want, and I can still work. Like, I work from the beach with a soda. Like, I mean, I can really just work from wherever I want, within reason, of course. I can't take like a month's vacation because that's just not practical. But yeah, it's just great. Like, I can go to the beach tomorrow and stay for a week and work off of my computer, my cell phone. That's why I love my job. I get so much freedom. But definitely not a desk job. You have to have discipline, because sometimes I am up until 1 o'clock in the morning talking to people. I mean, I was just up last night talking to people on Facebook about this house we have coming soon. So it's just, some people are up that late, and if they're up and they're interested in buying a home and you go to bed and leave them on red, I mean, what are you doing? It blows my mind. So yeah, my 10th mistake, it ties into that, believing that this was a part-time job. I thought that I could do this and work my part-time job as a barista, making coffees. I thought I could balance that schedule, and I mean, no. You really, if you want to be successful and you want to dive head first, you need to have a hustle and you need to have a goal, and that goal needs to be like what you're going for every day. And I couldn't even make my own goals because I was so tied into work, friends, family, this and that, and education and real estate. And I mean, there are just so many things going on, and thinking that I could do real estate as a part-time job, it's just not feasible. It's just, I mean, props to those who are, but for me as a 20-year-old, I really just needed to dive headfirst into this. So that's what I did. I think I quit my job in February. I miss them so dearly. It was such a great job, such a great place with such beautiful people, but man, I cannot tell you, once I left that place and then finally got my head out my rear and dove headfirst into real estate around May time, I mean, my business has changed completely. So not a part-time job. And then another thing, I wasn't proud of my accomplishments. I really didn't acknowledge them. So when I had started doing really, really well, I just kind of threw it to the side, like, oh, yeah, I mean, I guess it's nice that I closed another house. I mean, I could do better. I really judged myself pretty harshly, and I think I was my own worst enemy. I put a lot of judgment on myself, and I put a lot of weight on my shoulders to do better because I really compared myself to other people. I thought I had to be doing as well as a 30-year-old agent who was selling all this real estate in 1 year and just getting these awesome listings and doing these great things. Like, I thought I had to be doing that well, but I soon realized, around the same time I kicked it into high gear in May, that my accomplishments are pretty great, and I'm really proud of myself and how far I've come and what I've done to get here. Am I proud of myself when I was 19, early 20s, early 20-year-old? No, I'm not. I was lazy. I had a lack of discipline. I had these wild ideas that business would come to me and I could sit back and just reap the benefits. That's not the case. And I mean, I compare myself to a year ago. I enjoy this so much more, and I have my whole heart tied into this, and I could not see myself, not doing real estate. It's truly a big part of who I am, and it's made me who I am. And my final mistake that I'm going to point out to you guys, it's such a big one, and I hope you guys take this information and run with it. Step outside of your comfort zone. I mean, come on. I was the same way for 4 years in high school, all the way up to a year after when I first started this new career, new venture. I was in this little bubble, stuck thinking that I didn't have to step outside of my comfort zone. I thought that I could stay wrapped in plastic wrap, not talk to people, not speak to people, not put myself out there, and not put myself in these uncomfortable situations that would actually help me grow and blossom into this young entrepreneur who's doing these great things for people and being so successful. Nope, I thought I could just sit here on my couch, again, drinking coffee and eating potato chips. I mean, I really never put myself out there. And man, let me tell you, in the last few months, I've made myself so uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable doing this. I mean, it's not who I was, but if we remain and do the same things we've always done, isn't that the definition of insanity? I mean, why would you want to remain the same? I constantly now I seek paths and avenues to where I can grow into this bigger and better person, and where I can help people more, help myself more, help my family more, help my life more. And you know, it's really changed who I am. I'm no longer this introverted person who doesn't like to socialize and network and speak to people. And I just feared picking up the phone and calling agents. I feared picking up the phone and calling clients. I would always text people, and it was so inconvenient to me because it took up so much more time. I always doubted what I said to people, always asked my mom, hey mom, is this like the right thing to say, or do I have to reword it? And she just looked at me like I was stupid. Like, are you kidding me? Just talk to people. And that's really all it is. Just talk to people, and talk to people you've never met before, and go do all these things that make you feel so uncomfortable, because guys, we can't grow without discomfort. We cannot grow within our comfort zones. So pop the bubble, step outside of it, and grow into who you truly and authentically are, and do that fearlessly. And that's my best advice, and that wraps up this video. I hope you guys took something away from it. I mean, whether you're a college kid working really hard, self-doubting, not managing your time well, whether you're already in your career doing so well, but you know you had some of these struggles as well and you can relate to me, or if you are a young entrepreneur and businesswoman like myself, or man, whichever. Yeah, I hope that I can help you guys in that sort of way. And again, I apologize for not being so bubbly. I just really wanted to make this a serious video where I just talk to you guys and tell you guys what I did wrong in my first year. So don't make the same mistakes as me, learn from my mistakes, and if you guys have questions, my DMs and my messages and my comments are always open. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and my video. Thank you guys for coming along with me on another video. I look forward to next week's videos. I will be posting on Tuesday an update of Artie Manning, and Thursday is going to be a surprise. I'm going to keep that on the down low. So if you guys have any recommendations as to what you want to see, comment, message me. You know what to do. All right, until next time, bye YouTube.